I actually went to one of the Christmas services at the Minster, and on the back of one of the booklets that they always have, there was one of the kind of, you know, you've got interested in this service, what made you do that? And there was an advert for Alpha. And I was actually sat with one of my friends who's not a Christian, just like I wasn't before, and she said, oh, can I keep that booklet, because I quite like the back of that. And I was like, oh, well, actually, I would too. So we thought, oh, well, why not? If the two of us are interested, why not let's the both of us go.
About 2 years ago, I went through a bit of a sort of personal crisis, I would say. And I felt I was kind of sort of reaching out, really, I suppose. I don't know quite for what, really. But for some reason or other, the Alpha course was just there. And it was something that was vaguely in the back of my mind anyway for a long time. And this sort of crisis, for want of a better word, really, we just found each other. The Alpha course and me found each other.
I was in a service once and they were advertising for the Alpha course. And so I thought, well, I'll just sort of pop along, really, just to see what it's like, really. That was my real testimony.
Well, I came to York when I was just starting out with my Christian journey, just a brand new Christian, really. And I came to St Mike's, and it was a big church, and I wanted to get to know some more friends, and I also needed to cement my faith and get to know the basics. And when they advertised the Alpha course, I was really excited, and it was the best thing I could have done at the time.
I literally knew nothing about kind of Christianity or Jesus or God or anything like that. I just didn't know anything. So it was kind of one of those things where I was like, oh what's this going to be like? I'd never been around anything like this before. But when I got there, I was literally welcomed the moment I got there, and I just felt so happy, and everyone was just so lovely that it was, the fears that I had were literally gone within the first 2 minutes of being there. It was amazing.
And to be honest with you, I'm not really a group person, actually. I don't really sort of know that many lovely people, so to be surrounded by lovely people, or nice people, it's kind of intimidating, really. I mean, that was my first experience with that. And then they were very generous with their food, and they're very generous with their conversation, very welcoming, and all of which takes a little bit of getting used to if you're not used to that. But certainly not going to hurt you, you know, certainly, you know, you're allowed to stay in your comfort zone as well, I think, which is something I appreciated.
I was really nervous before I went in because I was actually going alone. I didn't know anybody who was going to go there. And everybody was really friendly and really warming, and everybody felt a bit sort of new as well. So you're not the only one who's a bit vulnerable, and everybody was really friendly and really lovely.
Yeah, quite similar to I went on my own, and they gave me food. It was great.
I did a chemistry degree, so everything in me is kind of, I have to think about it, I have to go out and sort it out, and that's why Alpha was so good, because I got to ask all the questions that I've ever wanted to ask about it, you know, just anything I wanted to know was answered, you know, every single question, even as small as it was or as big as it was.
The first part of the course, you know, I was very, for want of a better word, cynical, scientific, really, listening to things, judging it against my scientific sort of background. Is it true? Isn't it true? How can it possibly be true? And so on, that sort of thing going on. And then about halfway through the course, I just thinking about the character of Jesus, really. I just kind of learned a bit about the character of Jesus. I learned what a sort of magnificent individual he was.
One of the helpers in the group prayed with me and prayed for me. And it was a very powerful experience. Yeah, that was the bit where the switch flicked. It stopped becoming academic and started becoming more, sort of, you know, less of the mind and more of the heart.
I was asking kind of questions along the line of, well, you know, what proof is there and things like that. And then one of the people at Alpha actually just said to me, well, it's not that I need proof, it's just that I know he's real. And it was one of those kind of things where I just went, actually, I can see where you're coming from. Now I think about it, it's not about what other people think, it's about what I think, and I think that there is a God there and he's there for a reason. And you know, it was kind of one of those, it wasn't more really a kind of click, it was a gradual, I've asked all these questions and all of the answers started to make sense.
I started to understand more above my feelings, and I just enjoyed making friends and the conversations. I remember walking home each night and feeling really happy and content and quite peaceful, and I think it's each Alpha night, you know, it was just getting better and better, really.
And I would say it's like coming out of a cocoon, really. Like prior to this, I was I was very sort of an insular character, like a wall around me sort of character. I felt I was fairly normal. In fact, I felt kind of comfortable within that. But there's just no way to live. It was a very, and I've since realised it's a very sort of restricted life. It's very sterile, it's very dull, It's very empty.
Before Alpha, I was actually in a gospel choir, and a lot of the time we sang about God, and I was kind of singing along and happy and everything like that. But now I'm singing about it, and it makes sense. I know why I'm singing about it and things like that.
Probably for the first time, really experiencing sort of joy of being alive, really.
It was the very beginning for me, so it was, you know, the beginning, the basics, and it sort of cemented my faith, and it was the very foundation of everything, really. On another level, actually, and I really believe that I got to know so many good friends and so many people, and we're still really friendly with them today. And in fact, the people that I went on my Alpha course with are really good friends. And then AJ obviously went on an Alpha course some time after me, and then his friends from the Alpha course are really good friends. And it's just a great way that we can all socially connect as well. So on that level.
Yeah, as Claire mentioned, the social element of it is a big thing. I'm from that. From the Alpha course that I did, I made some friends with some people who then went off into cell groups. One of these people invited me to cell groups, so I joined a cell group at St Mike's. Through the cell group at St Mike's, I met my wife. It's all positive stuff.
One thing I would say is, whatever you are scared about, if you are a Christian, if you're not a Christian, anything you're scared about, don't be frightened. Honestly, it's just the best thing. Ask any questions you want to, you know, do whatever you want to do while you're there. Just ask, anyone will ask you anything, and you will find out something that you might not have thought you knew about. So it's worth it, it really is.